Storms building. Halting. Deepwater Horizon relief well work. A tropical depression racing toward the Gulf of Mexico has increased pressure on BP and the United States government to decide whether to evacuate hundreds of crew and dozens of ships at the site of the ruptured oil well. Yes, it's decision time. The National Hurricane Center in Miami said a tropical depression has formed. Forecast tracks show it moving into the eastern and central Gulf in the next several days, said a hurricane specialist. Work on plugging the well is at a standstill. Worse yet, the government spill chief said bad weather could require reopening the cap that has contained the oil for nearly a week, allowing more oil to gush into the sea, again, for days while engineers wait out the storm. This is necessarily going to be a judgment call, said retired Coast Guard Admiral Thad Allen, who was waiting to see how the storm developed before deciding whether to order any of the ships to leave. Though the rough weather was still hundreds of miles from the spill site and wouldn't enter the Gulf for at least a few more days, officials on Wednesday ordered technicians trying to plug BP's well to stand down because they needed several days to clear the area where approximately 65 ships are tending to the spill. It's a controlled chaos out there, said Lieutenant Patrick Montgomery. Yes, and who is the author of chaos and confusion? Tropical depression was off the Bahamas after passing over Haiti and the Dominican Republic on Wednesday. A tropical storm warning was issued for the central and northwestern Bahamas, for Florida's east coast, south of Golden Beach, and also along Florida's west coast. A tropical storm watch is in effect for Florida's east coast north of Golden Beach. Storm packer stuffed in tunnel. Crews had planned to spend Wednesday and Thursday reinforcing with cement the last few feet of the relief tunnel that will be used to, theoretically, pump mud into the gusher. But BP put the task on hold and instead placed a temporary plug called a storm packer deep inside the tunnel in case it has to be abandoned until the storm passes. What we didn't want to do is be in the middle of an operation and potentially put the relief well at some risk, said BP Vice President Kent Wells. If the work crews are evacuated, it could be some 2 weeks before they can resume the effort to, theoretically, kill the well. That would upset BP's timetable, which calls for finishing the relief well by the end of July and plugging the blown-out well by early August. Scientists have been scrutinizing underwater video and pressure data for days, trying to determine if the capped well is holding tight or in danger of rupturing and causing an even bigger disaster. Anyway, there is oil seeping from the seafloor around the wellhead. If the storm prevents BP from monitoring the well, the cap may simply be reopened, allowing oil to spill into the water. BP and government scientists were meeting to discuss where the cup or the cap could be monitored from the shore. Skimming crews sent home. As the storm drew closer, boat captains hired by BP for skimming duty were sent home and told they wouldn't be going back out for 5 or 6 days. In Florida, crews removed booms intended to protect waterways in the Panhandle from oil. High winds and storm surges could carry the booms into sensitive wetlands. Also, Shell Oil began evacuating employees out in the Gulf. The relief tunnel extends approximately 2 miles under the seabed and is about 50 to 60 feet vertically and 4 feet horizontally from the ruptured, broken whale. BP's broken whale has spewed approximately 184 million gallons to, or over 200 million gallons. The crisis, the biggest offshore oil spill in U.S. history, unfolded after the BP-leased Deepwater Horizon rig exploded April 20th, killing 11 workers. The cause of the blast is still under investigation, but there have been repeated questions raised by rig workers over the equipment and safety conditions aboard the rig. In other words, BP does everything for money. Yes, this is about money, a lot of money. And B stands for blood, and P stands for prophecy. BP equals blood prophecy. Now it's time for the storms. The storms are coming. Prophecy is being fulfilled. Yes, it's time. Ezekiel chapter 13. Even because they have seduced my people, saying peace, and there was no peace. And one built up a wall, and lo, others made it with untempered cement or mortar. 11. Say unto them which make it with untempered mortar, but it shall fall. There shall be an overflowing shower, and ye, O great hailstones, shall fall, and a stormy wind shall break it. 12. Lo, when the wall is fallen, shall it not be said unto you, where is the daubing wherewith you have daubed it or made it? 13. Therefore thus saith the Lord God, I will even rend it with a stormy wind in my fury, and there shall be an overflowing shower in mine anger, and great hailstones in my fury to consume it. 14. So will I break down the wall that you have made with untempered mortar or cement, and bring it down to the ground, so that the foundations thereof shall be discovered, and it shall fall, and ye shall be consumed in the midst thereof. And ye shall know that I am the Lord. Ezekiel chapter 13, 19. And will ye pollute me among my people for handfuls of barley, and for pieces of bread, to slay the souls that should not die, and to save the souls alive that should not live, by your lying to my people that hear your lies? 20. Wherefore, thus saith the Lord God Almighty, Behold, I am against your pillows, wherewith you there hunt the souls to make them fly. And I will tear them from your arms, and will let the souls go, even the souls that you hunt to make them fly. 21. Your kerchiefs also will I tear, and deliver my people out of your hand, and there shall be no more in your hand to be hunted, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. Yes, it's time. It's time for all prophecy to be fulfilled. And all these things are more signs of the end times transition days. There is a great transition happening all around the world in many different ways, day by day.